Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to do a ripple stitch, crochet ripple stitch. For this tutorial, I am just using Bernat Premium yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. So the ripple stitch is worked in multiples of 12 plus 3. Okay, so we're going to begin by making our starting loop. And for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to do 24. So yarn over and pull through the loop. This is how you make your chain. So we're going to make a starting chain in multiples of 12. And as I said, I'm going to be doing 24 for the purpose of this tutorial. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24. If you, for whatever project you might be working on, clearly I'm just doing a little swatch here for the purpose of a tutorial for you. So you can go ahead and pause the video, work your starting chain however long you need it to be. Just be sure that it is in multiples of 12. When you've finished making your starting chain in multiples of 12, you're going to add 3 to the end. 1, 2, 3. So now what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from our hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to work a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over your hook, push it through that 4th chain, yarn over, and pull up a loop. So now we've got 3 loops on our hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through those last 2 loops. Okay, so this is going to be like we're starting our row with 2 double crochets. Our chain 3, so that when we made our starting chain in multiples of 12 and then we added 3 to the end, it's because this chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. Okay, so when we finish every when we finish every row, you are going to do a chain 3 before you turn your work, and that chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. So technically right now this is going to count as 2 double crochets that we're starting our row with. Now we're going to begin our ripple stitch pattern. So we're going to double crochet once into each of these next 3 chains. So you're going to yarn over your hook, push it through the chain, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through those next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we're going to work on our first dip. So we're going to work a double crochet decrease. You're going to yarn over your hook, push it into that chain, that next chain there, yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, push your hook into the next chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops on your hook. So now we've taken these 2 chains and we've turned it into 1 stitch. That's a double crochet decrease. Okay, so now we're going to do that again. We're going to do another double crochet decrease. So you're going to yarn over your hook, push it through the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, push your hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 3 loops. So you can see that your work is starting to pull a little bit because this is going to be our first dip in our ripple stitch. Now we're going to work a double crochet into each of the next 3 chains. Okay, so you can see it start to take shape a little bit more now that you've continued on. And the further you go in your work, it's after the next row or two, you're going to really start to see your ripple stitch take effect. Okay, so now we're going to work on our peak. So we're going to double crochet twice into this next chain space. So work just a regular double crochet, and then you're going to work another one in that exact same chain space. And we're going to do it again, another 2 double crochets in that following chain space. And we are going to separate our dips and peaks working 3 double crochets in in between. So we're going to do 1 double crochet into each of those next 3 chain spaces. And now we're going to do another dip. So we're going to do our double crochet decrease, and another double crochet decrease. We're going to do 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 chains. Okay, and so now you can really start to see it take shape. So depending on what project you're working on, how long your row is, you can go ahead and pause this video, get to this space where I am now, where you're going to have at the end of your row 1 chain space left. So go ahead and continue on working your dips and peaks, making sure to work 3 double crochets between each dip and peak. If you need help seeing how to do any of these, just wind back a little bit, but come back to me when you get to the end and you've got your 1 chain left. So working into that last chain, we're going to do 2 double crochets into that very last chain. As I mentioned at the beginning, we are going to start and end every single row with 2 double crochets. So now we're going to do our chain 3 and turn our work. And this chain 3 is counting as a double crochet. So right here into this first stitch that's right at the bottom of our chain 3, we're going to do a double crochet. This double crochet that we're working right now is counting as our 2 that we're starting our row with. This is not counting as number 1 of the 3 that are going to be in between our dips and peaks. So now that we've started our row with our 2 double crochets, our chain 3 that counts as a double crochet, and our second double crochet here in that same space, now we will begin counting our 3 double crochets. So you're going to work 1 double crochet into each of those next 3 stitches. And now we're going to work our dip. You want to really make sure that you're working all of your dips into the dip from the previous row and all of your peaks on top of the peaks from the previous row. Okay, so now we're going to work our dip. So we're going to do our double crochet decrease. And another double crochet decrease. And then our 3 double crochets that will separate our dip and peak. And now we're going to do our peak, which is 2 double crochets into each of the next 2 stitches. Our 3 double crochets to separate our dips and peaks. Another dip So double crochet, decrease twice. Our 3 double crochets. I'm just going all the way to the end of this row because I want to show you there is a little bit of a difference when you're ending on when you're doing your chain, your starting chain, working on that versus working in the rest of the rows. Because when you're left at the end here, you were left with your one little chain, right? So now you're left with, this is that chain 3 that counted as a double crochet. Right? So you're going to work your 2 double crochets to end this row. You're working it into the top of that chain 3. So 2 double crochets. Now you will chain 3, turn your work, do your second double crochet because that chain 3 counts as a double crochet. So now we've started this row with our 2 double crochets. Now you will begin your count of 1, 2, 3 double crochets, work a dip. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, work a peak. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, work a dip. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then end with 2 double crochets in the top of that chain 3. Chain 3, turn your work, and you're just going to continue on like this. You can really start to see your work take shape. I love this stitch. It's a little bit tricky when you're first learning it. I think maybe you're like, you know what, this isn't tricky at all. This is a very basic stitch, and that's awesome. If you had a little bit of trouble with sort of like, I used to have a hard time with the whole, okay, why does the chain 3 count as a double crochet? Why do I have to start and end every row with a double crochet? Like just trying to figure all this out. And it just really helps with the edges. It helps to keep the shape. It is necessary. Okay, so I guess the most important thing that you have to remember when you're doing a project working with a ripple stitch is you want to make sure that you're working in multiples of 12 plus 3, okay, because that's how you're going to keep everything in a perfect count. And also, if along the way you have an extra stitch at the end or something, you know that you've picked up or dropped a stitch somewhere. So definitely, I like that. It's not so necessary to be counting stitches with this kind of, with a project using this stitch because it's pretty self-explanatory. You're going to know by the end without even counting your stitches if you have picked up an extra or dropped one. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please definitely take a moment to give me a like and a subscribe. Have a look at some of the helpful links that I included in the description below, and check out my other video tutorials that I have available. There's lots of full projects on there, and I have some really great ones coming up using this stitch, so keep an eye out for those, or go ahead and visit my website, DIYfromhome.com, and you can always search in the little search bar there for even just ripple stitch, and you will see all the patterns I have available using this stitch. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.